Okay, Representative Brandon Gill questioned a witness during a House Judiciary Committee hearing about sanctuary cities yesterday. And I don't know a lot about Brandon Gill. Actually, I don't know anything about him, but I have seen a few clips like this recently where he's been questioning somebody in a hearing. And I've been pretty impressed in those clips, including in this one. Watch how this plays out.
Would you describe Baltimore as a safe city?
What's your definition of safe?
I'm asking you, is Baltimore a safe city? Is it the kind of city that you would want to raise a family and maybe go jogging in without having to be worried about being murdered or raped?
I grew up in Baltimore. My family is in Baltimore. My mother still lives in the same house in West Baltimore.
Is it a safe city?
60+ years, so the answer is definitely yes.
You think Baltimore is a safe city?
Of course it is.
Okay, do you know what the homicide rate is in Baltimore?
Exactly, no.
It's about 35 per 100,000. Do you know what the homicide rate is in the rest of the United States?
No, I don't.
I can tell you that the homicide rate in Baltimore is about 5 times the national average. Do you know how Baltimore's robbery rate compares to the rest of the United States?
At the moment, no, I don't.
You don't? It's about 8.4 times the national average. Do you know how Baltimore's assault rate compares to the national average?
No, I don't.
It's about 3.4 times higher. Does that sound like a safe city to you?
Safe to me and my family members.
So that's safe to you? 5 times higher than the national average for homicides? That's a safe city?
Perception.
It's what? Excuse me?
I said it's what for instance, it's perception. It's what you feel as a resident in Baltimore City.
If you're murdered, I don't think it matters what you feel, do you? Is it your testimony that the safety
Baltimore City
depends on how
city.
People feel?
To me, Baltimore City is a safe city.
To you, it's a safe city. I don't think it's safe to the people who are being murdered every single weekend there.
Yeah, it's a safe city. I guess, it's all, safety is all relative. So living in a house in Baltimore is safe compared to, I don't know, being in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre guy's meat locker or something. The American dream is under attack, with many hardworking patriots like you struggling under mountains of debt. Why? Because creditors profit from your debt. They benefit when you're trapped in high interest payments. They want you drowning in student loans, medical debt, credit card debt, expensive mortgages, because financial strain makes you easier to control. It's time to take back control and fight back. That's where PDS Debt comes in. PDS Debt understands that your financial situation is unique. They look beyond just numbers to create a personalized plan specifically for you. There's no minimum credit score required to help you. Their goal is to save you money, pay off your debt faster, and put money back where it belongs, in your pocket. Their reputation speaks for itself. PDS Debt maintains an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, hundreds of 5-star Google reviews, and a perfect 5-star rating on Trustpilot. They've successfully helped tens of thousands of people break free from their debt and regain their financial independence. You're 30 seconds away from being debt-free. Get your free assessment and find the best option for you right now at pdsdebt.com/Walsh. That's pdsdebt.com/Walsh, pdsdebt.com/Walsh. So great stuff from this representative, and what we see from this witness is a large part of the reason why these cities like Baltimore are so horrifically unsafe. And by the way, I grew up in the Baltimore area. I didn't live in the city, but I grew up in the area. And yes, it's very unsafe. Everyone in the area knows that as you get closer to the city, the neighborhoods get more and more dangerous, which is how it works in every major city. But the thing about Baltimore is that, years ago, when I was a kid, many parts of the city were nice. You could go downtown, you could go to the Inner Harbor, you could walk down some of the historic streets with all the old houses. You could go to Little Italy, you could go to Fort McHenry, you could go to, I used to love going to look at the shot tower in Baltimore where they used to make musket balls. And that was cool because that was a building that was built in like the 1820s. And when it was built, it was the largest building in the entire country. And now, of course, it's dwarfed by every even small-sized skyscraper. But anyway, Baltimore used to be family-friendly as long as you stayed out of the inner city. As long as you stayed out of the places where they filmed The Wire, basically, you were okay. And that all started to change. And by the time I moved away from home, we weren't going to the Inner Harbor anymore. It became too dangerous. The violent crime took over the entire city. And that's a trend that's continued, by the way, with the Inner Harbor violent crime. There was just an article I saw recently about violent crime in the Inner Harbor continuing to rise. And those are, again, I bring that up because those are supposed to be the safe parts. Those are the safe parts of the city that if I still lived in the area, I wouldn't be bringing my kids there. We wouldn't be going to the Inner Harbor. I'm just not going to do that. And that's the way it so often goes. And how does this happen? Well, we just saw. Because you've got these people who refuse to be honest about the problem. They refuse to face it. They refuse to be honest. You've got someone here in a congressional hearing on camera, under oath, testifying that Baltimore is safe. In fact, he says it as if it's self-evident. Of course it's safe. Everyone knows that Baltimore City is safe. It's world-renowned as such a safe, peaceful place. He doesn't really believe that. Nobody believes that. Everyone knows it's bullcrap. But there's no chance of any of the problems being fixed because they refuse to be even remotely honest about it. Hey, YouTube, thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like access to my full show with no ads, you should go to dailywire.com and use promo code Walsh to get 2 months free on all annual plans. See you there.